Welcome back, kings and queens. What is going on? It's your boy Notorious MSG. Today we're going to be doing the final map for our Molly lineup series. So we're going to be doing Split today. Yesterday we came out with Icebox with the new changes, so I hope you enjoyed that, and let's jump right in. Alright, welcome to Split. A site will be the one with the most lineups. B site, there's only about 4 plant spots that we really have to worry about. So with A site, we're going to get started with a default.
Spike drop.
Starting off on a default, this one you can kind of play around with depending on how deep they go or how shallow they go. You're going to just adjust on the fly. But we're just going to start with the standard plant. You're planting right behind the planter, trying to get cover from heaven. Your first spot, we're going to have a couple from A lobby, and then we're going to kind of go around the site. So your first spot is going to be at this line here in A lobby, next to the paint cans. The box right here is your marker, and we're going to use the top right corner of this box. Take the left side of your HUD, let it rest on top like so, and fire.
Molly!
If you needed to go closer towards heaven, you aim it up more. If you needed to go farther, aim it down more. But it's going to bounce and land right next to the ball. Okay? Our next spot is going to be on top of this A lobby planter. Okay, so we're going to jam ourselves in there. And we'll be aiming at the right side of this building, so the corner of this light right here. Like so, and then we're going to
Molly!
This one will fly up, bounce, and land right next to the bomb. Okay, moving back to lobby.
Right here.
Next to this plant, jam ourselves into this hard corner. Okay. I'm going to use this light beam and this skylight as our reference, and we're going to aim up to like where the light just stops, basically shining.
Molly!
And fire. This one will bounce off the screen and land parallel to the bomb. Okay, for our next one, we're going to go now into a main. Jam yourself in this corner. This tree will be your marker or your landmark. Take the tip or the point of your left HUD, like so, and then
Molly!
This one will fly up, bounce, and land right next to the bomb. Okay, keeping people on their toes.
Right here.
We have one here on A ramps. Okay, you're going to be using this as your marker. So it's nice to take your knife out, line it up like so, just in that corner with the line between ultimate and smoke. Take your molly out, and we're gonna fire. This one will fly up, bounce, and cover the bomb. Nice and easy. This one does burn, as you can tell. If you are up heaven and you just needed a quick molly to stop them from planting or something, and you know you're safe, it's always easy to just get on top of this box. Aim at the very corner of this building. Hold crouch.
Molly!
This should bounce off the back wall. Let's try that again. So aim it a little bit lower.
Molly!
And fire. It should bounce off the back wall and land directly on top of the bomb. Okay, last but not least, we have one from spawn. Most people don't expect this. This one I learned from Calvin. Very, very useful. So this leaf will be your landmark. Take the top squiggle of your left HUD and let it rest at the corner of that leaf. Okay? And then we're going to fire a bomb. This one's going to fly up. It's going to bank off that ledge and cover a bomb. This one is definitely most unexpected. This was just one I learned recently. Moving on to the next plant behind screen.
Spike
right
here.
This is really nice. Usually a typical plant spot besides default, you're able to get here because you can wall bang it through heaven. If you're able to sneak out, you're able to have fun against your opponents. So your first spot is going to be back at this line spot again.
Right here.
Over in A lobby, so line yourself up. The right angle that the bar and this line make will be your landmark. So we're going to use the left side of the line between stem and molly to line up at that right angle, and then we're going to fire.
Molly!
This one will fly up, bounce, and land next to the bomb. Alright, moving back. We're going to go back to our A lobby, and now we're going to go to planter. So from planter, Your landmark's going to be this little corner of this ledge. You're going to take the reticule of your Molly icon, put it at that corner,
Molly,
and fire. This one will fly up, bounce, and land next to the bomb. Okay. Lastly, in a lobby, we have next
Right
to our
here.
plant again. So jam yourself into this corner. This line right here will be your landmark. You're gonna make sure that the line between Molly and Stim is basically laying on top of that line. And
Molly!
fire. This one will fly up, bounce, and cover bomb. Okay, 2 more that I've been adding to my repertoire.
right here.
One's from A main. Okay. This little corner right here of this building is your next landmark. You're gonna take the tip squiggle of your left HUD, rest it on top of that landmark,
Molly,
and fire. This one will go up, bounce, and then next to bomb. Okay, and as you know me, I love to be mischievous, love to be a rat, love to kind of sneak around.
right here.
We have our last one at A ramps. Your landmark's going to be this corner of this ledge, this hedge planter. Okay, so you're going to take the tip of your smoke icon, put it in that corner,
Molly,
and fire. This one does require a little bit of practice, just to make sure you get it right. So it should bounce and cover the bomb. Nice and smooth. And then, just as a reactionary molly, in case let's say you're rotating, your teammate tells you that they're planning at the screen, you jam yourself in this corner with this trash can and this box. You can aim at either point of the bottom of the K right here for the kingdom. Okay, so left
Molly,
or right,
Molly,
and you're able to cover the bomb. This also helps if you plant, you're able to sneak elbow, there's a smoke here, you're sneaking your way up heaven, and you wanted to help defend the bomb. Jam yourself in here, take aim,
Molly,
fire, bounces off the sign, and covers bomb. Okay, we're gonna move on to our next plant spot. Okay, moving on from
Got the spike.
behind screens, we're gonna be going into a little bit more unorthodox plant spots.
Right here.
One that I like is this
Spike drop.
A heaven plant. So there's a couple lineups for this as well. We're gonna go back to our A lobby, go back to
Right
our
here.
line spot, stump our way in there. Or sorry, walk our way in there. You see this little dot on the wall right here? Take the tip of your Molly icon and
Molly,
fire. This one's super nice and easy. I use this one a lot. It lands right on top of the bomb. Okay, the next 4 I have are something that I've just been working on, trying to be more diverse.
right here.
So we have lobby again. You're going to be using the corner of this, or the pillar of this building as your landmark. So you're going to line up your middle line, like so. As you can see, the middle line between Molly, Icon, and Smoke. To the top right part of the building, to your left side of your line.
Molly,
Fire. This one will fly up, land directly on top of bomb. Alright, next up, back to our plant in A lobby
Right here.
again. Jam yourself in there. This second light to the right will be where you start, and you're just going to go up to this edge of the board right here. So take the top right of your Molly icon box and line it up at that corner
Molly,
and fire. This one will fly up, land directly on top of the wall. Okay. Continuing with our current trend of where we do our lineups, we're going to go
Right
over
here.
to A main now. This building right here, this line of this building, is basically your landmark reference point. So as we go up, we're going to let it sit, just like earlier. The line between Molly and Smoke sit on the corner top right of that
Molly.
spot. We're going to fire. This one will go up, bounce, and land alongside the bomb. And then last tricky lineup spot
right
is
here.
going to be from A ramp again. You're going to utilize the corner of this building, so where the building starts to slant up. Aim at this dark corner. Use your Molly reticule
Molly.
This one will fly up, bounce, and land on top of the bomb. Okay, and as a defensive molly, you can shoot it anywhere from here. Basically, you could crouch so you're not seen. All you have to do is just aim at this bar right here, this black beam. Right, just right next to the planter. And fire.
Molly.
It'll land on top of the bomb. No matter what, as long as you're aiming towards the planter,
Molly.
aiming at the gray,
Molly.
you can't possibly miss. Because if you go any higher,
Molly.
you may end up shooting it over. So you want to just stay aiming at it,
Molly.
and it'll never miss the bomb. Okay, we're gonna go into our next unique plant spot. All right, so for our next unorthodox
spike.
Plant spot,
Spike
we're gonna
drop.
go in front of screen. This one's pretty good to cover as well from heaven, main, and screen. So
Spike
we have
here.
a couple lineups for this. As we know, we always have our lobby ones.
Right
So
here.
you have your A lobby line. Use this box as your reference. We're gonna use the top left corner of this box. Let it rest with the squiggle on your HUD, like so, at the very end of it.
Molly.
Fire. This one will go up, bounce, hit the slant, drop onto the bomb. Next one will be from
Right here.
planter. Utilize this really dark line, second from the top. You're going to place the point of your left HUD touching where it meets the edge of the building. And
Molly.
fire. This one is one I do really often. I really like this lineup a lot. It'll bounce, careen, and land. Very useful. Next one.
Right
We're gonna
here.
Go next to our plant in A lobby, like so. Jam ourselves in. This line will once again be our marker. Take the line between molly and smoke. Line it up at the very edge of it, like so. With the left side of the bar touching the right side of that marker.
Molly.
And fire. This one will bounce and land next to the bomb. Smooth. The next two,
Right
once
here.
again, are from main, and the one's gonna be from ramp. We're gonna say hello to our little tree again. He's gonna help us out with this lineup. Take the point of the tree and line it up with that left squiggle, like earlier,
Molly.
and fire. This one will bounce inside the crown and land next to the bomb. Nice. Okay.
Right here.
As we go up to here to ramps, jam ourselves in. This dark spot will be our marker. But instead of using the left point of the HUD to aim exactly there, we're going to move it up. Maybe 1/4 of an inch.
Molly.
And then fire. If you do it right, this one should barely miss the cup. Oh, see? I did not do it right, so I gotta go try it again. So jam myself back in. Aim at that spot. Up. Let's go maybe 1/3 of an inch.
Molly.
And fire. It'll go under, see? And land on top of the bomb. Obviously that one's a bit riskier, but if you're mindful of that little adjustment, you can definitely do it. Okay, moving from screen,
Got the
we're going to
spike.
do this other plant spot,
Spike dropped.
back of sight.
Right here.
So there's two spots,
Right
but
here.
we're going to focus on this one first. So this one has a handful of lineups. Back to our A lobby spot again, line yourself up with this line. So you see this line right here, we're going to go down until it meets this gray part. And we're going to make a perpendicular, or a 90-degree angle, a right angle, right here. We're going to line our bar, the left side of it, from stim and molly in that little corner.
Molly.
Fire. This one will bounce. Land and cover the whole bomb. Next one, back to planter. Okay. We're going to use the bottom corner of this ledge. Use our reticule. Sit on that bottom corner like earlier. Instead of using this one, we're going to use this one. And
Molly.
fire. This one will go flying all the way and land in the exact same spot covering the bomb. Okay. Guessing where we're going next, we're going to go to
Right
planter.
here.
We're going to use this line along with this line to have as our marker. You're going to line the triangle completely perpendicular with that line and make sure that the line is parallel to that line on that arrow. So the little triangle with the line, make sure it is parallel to the line on the wooden planks.
Molly.
And fire. This one will fly up, bounce, and land next to the bomb. Alright.
Right here.
A main. Okay, so from here, we're going to utilize this little ledge, meeting the gray and the white. Take the top part of your left HUD, like so. And
Molly.
this one will fly up, bounce, hit the wall, and land on top of the ball. Okay, last spot for this lineup. We're going to go into our
Right here.
A ramp again. Remember, once again, you have heaven control. You want to cover heaven. We're going to use this ledge as our marker. You're going to take the left point, like so, and you're going to fire. This one will fly up, bounce, bounce, and cover the whole ball. Alright, that covers
Spike
your back sight. We're going to go to the
Plant the
other
spike.
corner now of sight. Alright, going to our last spot on B,
Got the spike.
we're going to go into this back corner.
Spike drop.
This is a pretty hard spot to defend. Not defend, sorry. To kind of
Got
like
the
be able
spike.
to diffuse properly. You can get peeked from heaven, you can get peeked from screen. This is a really
Spike
good
drop.
spot if you know where your opponent's at and you know it's like a one-on-one clutch situation because you kind of put them on edge. So we have a couple lineups from A lobby. Excuse me. These spots aren't that great because it does take a while to go around, but in case you get stuck or it's like a 2 versus 1 and you're able to do it, it does give you a little bit of leeway to have some flexibility. So going from A lobby line again, you're going to use this dot as your lineup. Take the tip of your Molly icon, place it on that dot,
Molly.
and fire. This one should bounce and go over the edge, covering the whole bomb set. Nice. Okay, the next one is going to be at the
Right
planter
here.
again. I'm going to use this box as our reference. Take that top left corner of your Molly box and put it in that corner of that ledge. You're going to raise it up maybe a millimeter. Okay? Too high and it's not going to land. So you want to go not too high, but if you put it directly on here, it may not cover that, how deep we plant it. So you're going to raise it up just a little bit.
Molly.
You're going to fire. This one will bounce, bounce again, and barely go over the edge. But cover the whole back, especially if you plant super deep. You don't want to miss it and have them defuse it. Okay, your next spot will be from
Right here.
planter. So we're going to jam ourselves in planter. You're going to use this bar and this line as kind of like a visual reference. You're going to take where the plant and the bar meet, like so, and you're going to use the left side of your stem icon line to line up at that junction, and then
Molly.
fire. This one will go up, bounce, and barely go over the edge. Okay, because of how minute these are, because I'm trying to get them to land a lot closer, may have incidents like that. So you're going to go to the junction again, and then we're just going to lower it a bit, just so that don't happen.
Molly.
And we're going to go. This will be the same thing. Bounce, and land on top of the bomb. Okay, so remember to practice these so you can kind of get a feel of the adjustments just like that. Sometimes you have to adjust on the fly. Okay,
Right
we're
here.
going to A main. Okay, this one requires this as our landmark, but this requires to use your inspect so you can kind of get an idea with your right HUD. We're going to take the point of our right HUD like so, right, and put it on that dot like that. Take our Molly and fire.
Molly.
This would work if you have left-handed view. If not, I just use the inspect to free up my character's hands. And boom. Right on top of the bomb. Okay, here's a unique one as well. In
Right
this little
here.
cubby. This is the only one I can do from here. So as we can see, the bomb's there. So we're going to use this spot right here, this little corner. Right, as we go up. That corner with the left side of our smoke icon, like so. And fire.
Molly.
This one will fly up, bounce, and cover bomb. Very random spot. I like how funny looking the lineup is, but I don't like this position. It's super exposed. But I think this would be the best one if you were to plant from A one-on-one and you know they're coming heaven, because you could just walk up after you shoot it and take the duel as they're trying to defuse. but very situational. Okay, last but not least, on the A side, towards T-Terror's side, we're gonna go jam ourselves into ramp again. This corner, top right corner of the square, will be your marker. Take the left side, or the left line of your HUD again, for not the HUD, but the Molly icon box. Sorry, my tongue's getting twisted. Just like so, and then fire. This one will bounce, and slowly go over the edge, right on top of the bomb. See, nice and smooth. And then the final lineup spot to really, this is what opened up the spot for me in the first place, was taught to me by Calvin. So you line yourself up on the second triangle here in CT. Okay. And you see these little balconies here. You're gonna aim at the third one, like so, and you're gonna aim out a little bit. So level with the third from the bottom, right? And fire.
Molly!
This one will fly up, bounce, and then land on the bomb. Remember not to go too far left or you hit the building, but this will cover the bomb. Okay, this covers all of B site. So now this covers all of A site. Sorry, now we're gonna want to B. Okay, on B site we only have about 3 spots that are worth planning. So we're gonna go with default first. So your first spot here is just a regular B main default lineup. All you have to do is back up until you can see this little AC unit or this box, right? Aim at it and fire. Almost always gonna land right on top of the bomb to cover the bomb. Doesn't matter how far you are, but you don't want to go too far to where they can see your head, so you kind of want it to go where you can just see it. It's nice to just pre-aim it and hold crouch and just wait. And you hear the tap, you stand up, shoot, and they can't defuse. Okay. Our next lineup spot is gonna be from the lobby.
Right here.
Okay, we're gonna jam ourselves on top of this cone. You're gonna aim at this green sign, like so, like right in the center, like so. Take the tip of the plant, aim in the middle of this green open area.
Molly.
Fire. This will bounce off the wall and cover all of bomb site.
Got the spike.
So this one is a good lineup
Spike
as well. It does cover a little bit the opposite side. There's another one from back here, although very situational. If you do have a lot of team members alive, this could be useful because you could technically watch anybody rotating from B main and be able to shoot your lineup. But all you're gonna do is just aim at the tip of this building, like so, and fire.
Molly!
Keep in mind this lineup, you can't hear the bomb being defused, so you definitely need to keep comms to work this one out. Okay? I had an old lineup clip where I was able to use my ult, cover the bomb, and because it's so loud I was able to run up mid, right? And then once the ult was finished, you silently jump up here, you walk up. Now here's the next lineup. I use this as a defensive way to stop them from planting. So you want to get upstairs, you're going to see this little ballast here, or this beam. Take your molly and just shoot. You can aim right at it or you can aim below it and fire. This will bounce off the wall and cover default. Super simple, use it to kind of help to defend if you want to support your team from heaven. And then we have 2 more spots. I'm going to show you the more practical one. So
right here.
You're going to this B alley position. You're going to use the dark spot here, the very tip of it as your landmark. Put the tip of your left side HUD into that landmark like so, and fire.
Molly!
This one will fly up, scrape along the wall, and immediately pop. This one's a very fast landing, or fast acting molly, so this one's super good when you're able to take CT control and you want to help your team out. Next one is a bit more of a flex if you really want to impress people. This one I just created and I've used it a couple times to get a lot of defensive stops. Like an Astra threw up a wall and I threw this molly and I was able to stop her from planting because she took like 80 damage, so it helped my team push back onto scientific control. This little triangle on the bottom here is your landmark. We're going to take the very corner of this. So take the left point of your HUD, put it on the very corner of that triangle, and fire. This one's nice because it's going to go side the balcony and land right on top of the bomb. Like so. Okay, this one's very good. It just delays them just a little bit longer for your team to defend the bomb. Okay, or sorry, delay them from planting. Okay, we're going to go to our next spot here. The next spot is going to be this
Got the spike.
B open plant.
Spike dropped.
This one is a nice spot because you can peek it from B main. From here, watching him from heaven, things like that. So from here, we'll have the same ideology. We're going to scoot back, but instead of utilizing this vent, we're going to scoot back until we can see pretty much this whole pipe right here, right? And you just want to aim in the center of the pipe. So I'd like to aim at the center of the pipe and then maybe go out a little bit to the left, just for the open area.
Molly!
This should bounce and drop immediately on top of the bomb. Okay? Please practice this one. Earlier I was trying to make it work out, like how can I give it the exact call. There is some funky mechanics because of the signpost and the ledge, but aiming at the pole, at least in the center, has been the most consistent. Alright, going out into B lobby. Gonna jam ourselves next to this trash pile. This orange dot in this pipe is our marker. Take the left side of the smoke icon, let it rest on top of that orange marker,
Molly!
and fire. This one will fly up, past the building narrowly, and completely miss. So, like, I gotta go back and try that again. So, orange marker, like so, covering it,
Molly!
and fire. Sometimes these just have a really weird bouncing angle depending on the building. There you go. So that one I tucked it in a little bit more and raised it up just a bit so that it doesn't hit this little ledge. So that's something that you have to be mindful of. Okay, wrapping all the way around mid, we're gonna go up. Our team's getting pushed. We know that they're planning there. We want to help defend. From here, if you're at the bottom of the second set of the stairs, you can just aim at this green sign and fire.
Molly!
It'll bounce and stop them from defusing. You have to be pushed up a little bit more. All you have to do is just aim a little bit lower,
Molly!
and it'll have the same effect. Like so. Okay? That one's always nice to just kind of help your team out and also stop them from pushing. Okay. Defensive lineups to help defend
Right
your
here.
bomb as you plant it. So from B alley again, from CT spawn, you see this little beautiful piece of graffiti. We're going to utilize this curve as our marker. So you line up the curve of your left HUD to the curve of the painting or the mural.
Molly!
Fire. This one does require practice because it's not exactly a pinpoint lineup, it's more of a curved lineup, and you can get a lot of issues that like that. You know, that one doesn't really cover the bomb side as well. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna aim, make sure the curve rests,
Molly!
and fire. This one should bounce once and land right next to the bomb, just like so. Boom. Okay. Last but not least for this spot, we have another flex lineup from the same spot. So here, 1, 2 dots out. Okay. 2 dots from the third one out. So we're going to utilize this as our landmark. So take the left side of your stim beacon icon. Not the icon, but like the little bar. Like so. And
Molly!
fire. This one should go up, bounce, bounce again, and land on top of the bomb. This is a big flex. This is just to really impress people if you like, and some people like to do that. I mean, I think it's fun. And that covers all of those spots.
Spike.
Okay, and then the
Right
last
here.
spot that I find viable
Spike drop.
is this one right here, next to tall box.
Right here.
You could defend this from heaven. You could plant and just run out. There's a couple spots for this as well, primarily just from B spawn. So the main one I would use for this is to line up against this box. Okay. And we're going to be utilizing the left side of this poster corner as our marker. Put the left side of your smoke icon right on top of that marker and fire.
Molly!
It should bounce off the wall and land right on top of the bomb. Easy. Another one I discovered was
Watching here.
sitting in this lobby. Okay. There's a couple markers you can use. I like this marker the most. So you go to the landmark, you use the left side of the HUD to post up in that corner, like so.
Molly!
Fire. This one should bounce once and then land right next to the bomb. Okay, that covers split. I know yesterday with the Icebox guide, everything just came out, and I wanted to publish split because for the next 2 weeks I'll be on a quick break. I have some work things to take care of. But from this point on, since these are all already done, if I find more, I'm planning on just making like short montages to kind of give you guys more ideas. As maps come out, I'm always going to try to do my best to get lineups out as fast as possible, just like Icebox. That was literally, as soon as the patch came out, I hopped on, I spent 3 hours labbing, and I got as many lineups as I could. I mean, I want to provide as many lineups as I can, so we all can be lineup Larrys. Once again, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the series. Please let me know if it works. Someone the other day commented that the lineups did help them out, and that's what I do this for. I want you guys to be able to utilize these in the heat of the moment and, you know, make people mauled. Like the other day I got called a loser. It's fun for me, just because I always tell people that I'm really too old to be out aiming people, so I gotta play lineups. But thank you guys again. Thank you to my kings and queens out there. I appreciate you guys. Notorious MSG out. Okay, bye.